Good morning.
Mura.
I just want to change this camera so that you're not the only person on camera today. So, how is everybody? Let me get some microphone near to us. How is everybody? Let me find out. Have you noticed it's summer?
Yes.
Boop, like that. Ah, that was fun. So winter came and hopefully winter's gone now. But I see today the little clouds are amassing above us again.
Yeah, but it's hot.
It's humid. Yeah, it feels like Durban. So the Durbanites, you'll probably feel much at home today.
I actually think I'm going to open that door.
Are you going to open it? Yep. Ladies, it is. What do you call it? Menopause. So I'll get a clap around the ears tonight again. What are we talking about this morning? Are you going to read that?
You said the topic is why people choose New Zealand instead of other countries.
And we found this interesting thing on Facebook that somebody asked why people chose New Zealand rather than heading off to the UK and to Ireland. Now, I think we can probably say what we know about Ireland and the UK. It's beautiful, it's green, but I think also it's cold and miserable most of the time.
Yeah. Yeah, someone answered the weather.
Yeah.
I know
I know New Zealand's not probably the most perfect schoolgirl example of weather, but it's still better than the.
Yeah, the weather. I think in the South Island, although people say that in summer times it can get really hot, in winter times it's really cold.
It differs a lot. So
yeah, in the North Island, I think where we live, we probably have the most. I don't know that our weather is all. Yeah, summer is summer and winter is winter.
That's an interesting thing that somebody just said. What about Australia? That's a better comparison. Probably because we are not too far from each other, but New Zealand and Australia, it's two total worlds apart.
We were talking about Australia quite a lot over the last few weeks, and I know that the weather is probably better in Australia.
Yeah. And no, we're not leaving for Australia.
No.
That's fact right down there. So we're not leaving for Australia. But we were discussing it the other day just for interest.
So I think out of our viewpoint and experience, maybe we can just talk. We can't really talk about Australia. I know of quite a few people that left for Australia that's really happy there because of the weather, mostly.
I know a lot of people who left for Australia and came back.
And
said very happy.
So I think it's all, it depends on.
But at the end of the day, it is also, happiness is where
you make
your home. What's that song that says happiness where I lay my hat or something like that? Home is where I lay my hat. Yeah.
So I think it's probably different strokes for different folks.
Yeah.
So I would say definitely the weather. The weather is very much like we had in Cape Town, so it wasn't much of an adjustment for us. Our summers start really late. We're only starting to get summer now.
From this time of the year,
yeah. And we actually, our really nice summer days are only January, February,
March.
But and it's normally not as humid as it is today. I know up in Auckland, north of Auckland, it gets really humid. It's like Durban. It's really stuffy and humid. But we normally don't have that.
No, we're actually quite lucky what weather.
Yeah.
Like I said, what is happening in the weather side? We don't get the total bad side of that. I mean, 24 degrees in Tauranga is a beautiful day normally, and you can have a lot of fun at that temperature. So you don't need to go to the 30s to enjoy life. So
and then someone else said New Zealand because they are very family orientated and very child orientated. So the parks and all the activities around children are really good. Very neat, very clean, well looked after, very safe because New Zealand is very strict on health and safety.
While you're on the subject of kids and being a better place, I think the work ethic, I know people say there's a lot of bullying in the workplace, and I mean, we've seen that a bit. But on the other hand, as well, if you have a problem with your kids and you phone the boss and you say, "Hey, I've got a massive problem with my kids," they'll say, "Just go and sort that out."
Most of the time.
Most of the time, yeah. Most of the time.
Well, that's what we hear. We don't have experience firsthand, but that's what we hear.
And that's what people tell us. So it's good that people are like that.
You always see it's a different culture around family here. Over weekends or even in the week, if the sun is shining, if the sun is out, everyone will be outside with their kids doing some kind of activity, even if they just go to the beach or whatever. But you will rarely find people in-house when the sun is shining. In summertime, everyone is out and about with the kids. And
it becomes a problem because you really can't go anywhere.
It's not a problem. It's never been a problem.
Let's say for us who wants to travel to, let's say, Mount Manganui. In summertime, it's a problem because you can't get parking.
But you can take a bus.
You can take a bus. We've never done that.
I know, we haven't done it.
Terrible people.
We rather moan about the parking.
Yeah, we rather moan about the parking. Shift the camera there so I can see what's going on that screen, that side. Yeah.
Let's see what that person is saying.
Interesting one. Not yet very long. I'm enjoying the weather similar to Cape Town. The society is great. People don't have trust issues. And yes, regarding work policies, it's absolutely great.
It's good to hear that.
Trust issues. I mean, that's the interesting thing. People will trust you with a lot of stuff.
Yeah, it is. It's really like that. And the thing is, you kind of become like that. So I think when you go and visit other countries, it's kind of a problem because you just trust people the way that you do.
You just have to let your South African instinct kick back in.
I mean, you can leave your house open for a cleaner to come in if you want to. I haven't done that. We don't have a cleaner. I'm the cleaner.
So,
but
our back door was open the whole night last night.
I know. I never lock it. You're the paranoid one.
No, I didn't check last night.
It's so funny when he's alone at home. He locks the front door.
It's because I'm in a total different. We've got a massive house, and I'm in a total different area of the house. So that's why South African instinct kicks in.
I think it just kicks in.
That's why I'm still alive today.
I must say, when we arrived in New Zealand, all my worries about safety just went out the window.
Not mine.
I know you.
I was paranoid for another bloody year.
No,
it was terrible.
I feel really safe. Yeah.
Oh, that's good. It's good. Then I brought you to the right country, huh?
Yes, you did.
So, not Ireland or the UK.
Someone else also said, what was that thing now? Just go up there quickly.
A few people had said something about the UK is not the ideal place for young kids.
Well, I think that is...
it differs from person to person.
The weather, the beaches,
the weather.
The beaches are beautiful.
Yeah.
Especially in the area where we live, Bay of Plenty, the beaches are really beautiful. I know some parts of Auckland as well, the beaches are really beautiful. When you go down Hawke's Bay side, Gisborne side, then the beaches are pebbly. It's actually just stones. There's no sand, but it's also, they've got a lot of driftwood and rocks and stuff. It differs. It differs, I think, in a radius of about 40 kilometers, you will find totally different beaches.
Well, you get the one beach that's got the smaller pebbles, then you get the big pebble beach, and then you get that golden sand beach.
Yeah, so
that's about 20 kilometers.
But the beaches are really good. You don't get a lot of waves in New Zealand. There are days that we've got waves around the mount here. But we were always laughing when we came here. You see the surface in the water, and we were just looking like, what are they waiting for? It's not going to be.
We had to go and do something at the beach the other day, and all the surfers were sitting there, and this wave was actually.
But I think it's just because the weather was so good that day. Everyone just wanted to be in the water. Yeah.
Interesting question, and I'll explain this. Do a lot of Kiwis move to Australia for work? They do the OE, what they call overseas experience. That is like a right for the Kiwis. So they take their stuff and go and work somewhere for a year, a minimum of a year. And sometimes they stay on there, and they sometimes get married in those countries. A lot of them go to the UK as well, and so forth.
A lot of Kiwis go to Australia, and
a lot of them stay there because the money's a bit better done.
I think it's the same with the Kiwis than it was with the South Africans. They go to other countries to live.
Oh yeah.
It's funny. Yeah, it's just,
So,
I think it's just to
and
get
then
that,
the last
that
question: would you
experience.
ever consider it? No.
No. We talked about it.
Oh.
There
We,
are
we
a
have discussed it. Let's be quite frank. We have discussed
there
it.
are a lot of South Africans that came to New Zealand that is now living for
Mm.
Australia because of work
Yeah.
and because of the salaries, and
Salaries is a bit better in
salaries are
Australia
better. I think the house market is a little bit
currently
better.
still, but only a tiny bit. I've
Mm,
seen prices in Australia actually going
yeah,
up really well, and that is if you want to live in the centres, you've got to pay
yeah.
what you've got to pay down there.
But we looked at a documentary the other day on TV where they compared the food prices and whatever prices.
Mm,
I think it was overall houses and
that's all.
everything. They compared Australia to New Zealand, and it's either or. It's really
Yeah.
not. Yeah,
Uh,
where the one is cheaper, the
the
other
thing is,
one's.
it was different about a year ago,
Mm,
and it was really different a year ago. But I think that with this new, I would say, half recession hitting the world,
mm.
things have changed quite a bit.
Yeah,
So,
I don't know a lot about Australia's political situation, so maybe some people are leaving for that. I really don't know,
mm,
and a lot of people are leaving for because of the weather.
yeah.
Because I think Australia is a lot more like South Africa.
Yeah, they got everything that can
Mm.
bite and kill you there as well.
Yeah,
All the
that
spiders,
too.
all the snakes, crocodiles, and they got two types of crocodiles.
But I think weather-wise, it's probably closer to South
Closer to South
Africa
Africa, yeah.
than we
So,
are. Yeah.
yeah. Then let's say what people say. Somebody just saying, great weather, nice people, incredibly safe. That is New Zealand now. All about the weather. We live in Northland, it's just glorious. And Northland is a bit hotter than the rest of the country, more humid as
It's
well.
it's like Durban.
Mm,
It's like Durban. It's
mm.
also as green as
This
Durban.
is something about New Zealand. If you want to stay, or if you're really longing for the area that you lived in South Africa, you can probably find that area somewhere in New Zealand. So if you lived in Durban, you probably go up Northland. If you lived in an area that is, how can I say, where the weather is unpredictable, you probably go to Auckland. If you want really stormy weather, you come from PE. Where's this windy? PE. Is it PE? I
I
think
don't
it's
know.
PE. You go to Wellington.
Yeah.
And if you come from the Karoo, you go to Alexandra.
The thing is, we're in Tauranga, and last weekend we went to
Like
Gisborne
White,
side.
like White Mohan.
How far was that from us?
Oh my goodness!
I think we drove about an
four
hour and a half, and we were in a rainforest.
Oh yeah, but from here,
Mm.
an hour and a half, we were in a rainforest, and it was raining. I promise it was
So you can
raining
get
the whole time.
anything
Mm.
in an area of about 120 kilometers.
Let's say
You can
we
find
left home. We
anything.
have the golden beaches down here.
Yes.
About 45 minutes later, we were in Rotorua area. So the South Africans who don't know this, this is geothermal hot steam coming everywhere out of the earth, boiling mud. It's not that bad. I'm just talking about this is what the landscape looks like. Then not far from that, you can enter a rainforest. Another about an hour, so 45 minutes, another 45 minutes, you can enter a rainforest. Or you can veer off and go to Whakapapa, which is about another hour where there's snow.
Yeah.
Listen about
It's very
2.5
diverse.
hours drive. Yeah.
Very diverse. Yeah. So you will find a place where
you'll
you
find a
really
place.
like to be. And the thing is, even if you don't live there, it is so close to
Yeah.
drive that you can actually just go there whenever
And
you
if
feel
I
like
don't
it.
like my golden sands down here, I can take my car and 2 hours later I can be in Raglan on that darker beaches down there.
Yeah.
So
There's a question for us.
Yeah, should I put that up?
Yeah.
You think we should discuss this? Huh?
Yeah.
How has immigration changed your relationship? You guys seem like best friends, but I'm sure has really helped with such a challenging move.
You kind of have to rely on each other.
Yeah.
It definitely changed our
It
relationship.
changed our relationship majorly.
I think for the better.
One thing about our relationship in the past in South Africa, should I leave that up there? Mariska was very dependent on me, especially if she wanted to go to certain shopping centers that it was unsafe to travel to, those type of things. I had to take time off to take her there and so forth. I never complained because, I mean, that was one of the things that I did. But here she has got so much more freedom. She can actually just take a car and go herself wherever she wants to go. And I'm so glad she does that because that gives her a lot of freedom, and that has changed in our relationship. You're not
Mm.
relying totally on me just to get you around the place. So
Yeah.
that's nice. I'm not complaining. That's really nice for me because I like the fact that you are able to help yourself.
Yeah.
So that's really,
Without being scared.
yeah. I'm being scared, and I mean she's got a reliable car. So and if a car goes and conks up next to the road, she can pick up her phone and call me or stop somebody which we know won't attack her.
But on the relationship side,
And I mean that's all to do with relationships because not
I
our
always
trust move
say,
has shifted.
um, I think it makes your relationship stronger, but it can also
Also
go,
break it
it
up.
can also break
Yeah,
it.
yeah.
So you have to be very resilient with
Mm.
each other. Um, I think our relationship changed for the better. We have a lot more time together. I think it also helps that we
Yeah.
work together. We see a lot of each other. It's probably different when you working in different places, but
Mm.
we see a lot of each other, which make it
Probably
really
too much.
nice. Probably too much,
Yeah, I think
yeah.
so. I think you should. I think you should go and get. Let me put that light on. I
Yeah,
think you
but
should go and
you
get a
know,
job.
relationship is something that you constantly have to work on.
Mm.
So I think it's also a mindset thing. Just yeah. But
Yeah.
we are really good friends, and we like doing things
But
together.
we can also sometimes, how can I say, steer apart a bit.
Yes, the thing is, um, he gets busy with his
Mm.
things, and I have a lot of things on the side that I keep myself busy with, and sometimes it's difficult to
Mm.
just
Especially coming from South Africa.
a lot of
Except me
yeah.
being sick for about 5 weeks. We've been so busy, so I've been working every night till about 9 o'clock just to get up to date with where. And
Mm.
I can actually say I'm very near to up to date. I think from today onwards we'll be back on track.
Yeah, the thing
Plus,
is,
I'm feeling better, so
yeah,
I'm less for the lever again, man.
and
Jeez,
to get the balance right
yeah,
is
that's a big thing.
that's
Yeah.
the challenge. Yeah.
So, but in the end of the day, you need to work. All right, we've veered off the subject this morning. What's going on? Let's talk
Let's
about why New Zealand.
see.
Um,
Less populated.
it is less populated. You have large
I
areas
must
where nobody
say,
lives.
and you know what? You can go to a shopping center or a mall,
And
and you can actually move.
sometimes be the only person down there as
Yes,
well. So,
that was another thing
yeah.
that struck me when we were back in South Africa. Now it is just so busy. It's
Mm.
like I just want to get out of there. So I'm
I
not
think the
used
other
to
thing
the
is,
busyness.
and I'm not taking South Africa down now, but
Mm.
you haven't got that large amount of things that you can do nature-wise.
That is the thing about New Zealand. I always say,
Okay,
if you don't like nature, don't come to
yeah,
New
then
Zealand.
go somewhere else. There's a
If
lot of nature
you're
around,
a
so
typical city girl, you'll probably
yeah, probably
Wellington or Auckland you can
Auckland.
do.
Yeah.
But over weekends
Mm.
and stuff, it's
If you like to get out and you
outdoors,
want to get out in
outdoors.
nature, New Zealand is the ideal place to do that.
Yeah.
Even if it's raining, you just take your car and you drive.
And
It's
when we
actually
were
more beautiful when it's raining because it's green,
Yes.
green,
And when
green.
we were in that rainforest over the weekend, I said to Ian, it's so good to know that you
Mm.
can actually walk in the bush and you don't have to worry about a spider, a spider biting you.
Spiders,
Or if
snakes,
no, a
people
spider can
attacking
probably
you.
bite you. I'm talking about
But
snakes.
even the spiders down here is not that poisonous.
Yeah, I don't
So
know. They make a bump. Something bit me
yeah, but it's
definitely.
not that you die. So that's a big thing.
Let's see what else
Uh,
people were saying. It's just about the kids again running free. I know we met someone. They came to New Zealand. I think they were here a week, and we went to meet up with them. And she said it's funny how the kids just feel that they are safe.
safe.
She said they parked the car, they started to unload, and the kids ran across the road to um, the playground without even asking or saying anything. And she said in South Africa, they would always look around them or ask, can we go? And it's just like
Yeah.
they just felt that they are safe. Yeah.
This is an interesting one. The comparison between the UK and New Zealand. Compare land mass of the two versus population. You will realize New Zealand is the closest thing to paradise.
Yeah. I
That's Colin
know.
saying that. Colin, you're right, man, mate.
Yeah, there are a lot of people that complain about a lot of things in New
Mm.
Zealand. And yes, there are really things to complain about. Um,
And it's easy to complain. And it's easy to complain about stuff in New Zealand, but it's one of those things. It does happen.
And if you're not happy within yourself, you will probably never be happy wherever you land. So I feel just make the best of where you are and just enjoy what is around you.
Yeah. And you only got one life.
Yeah,
You gotta
we
live it.
feel really privileged to
You
live
gotta live
here.
it.
We really feel privileged to be here. And we always, we have the mindset. I don't know if you still have it, but I came with that mindset and I will never change it. I am in someone else's country. So I am the one that has to adapt, not them.
And we are the privileged ones.
And we must be so grateful for these people that allowed us to share their country with them. So that is just the way that I'm feeling, and I will always feel like that.
It is. And we as a collective must work together to keep New Zealand as beautiful as it is. So
community, yes, I must say they are really
although it's not an open community, they are a caring community.
They are a caring community within communities.
Yeah.
Shall I say that? Yeah.
So, and I even see the South Africans down here taking each other's hands and helping people. I mean, if there's something wrong, they'll either give a little page and people will donate and help those family out in need quickly. So.
Yeah. Someone is asking, what is your experience of New Zealand children comparing to South African children?
Point one, they're free.
If we're talking about their personalities, remember they're English. And I think they grow up with the concept that they're allowed to
basically do anything,
do whatever they want to, and they do that.
But I can say something. We were in a little town the other day. On the other side of Okuni, it's a very, very small town. And we sat down there in this restaurant, and 3 or 4 kids came in, and they had the most beautiful manners you could ever think of. And even the lady that helped them, I don't know why she called them team. She called everybody team.
But they do that here. When we walked into the bank the first time, hi, team.
So what she said to them, she said, guys, you've got really good manners. And I mean, that coming from somebody that just served them.
I think it's got a lot to do with the way that they grow up. I know in schools they're very free; they can do whatever they want to. So and you got to remember
it's up to you to teach your kids manners, not up to the school or up to the police or somebody else. If the police needs to teach them manners, it's probably too late for them.
Yeah,
but
they are very free and they are very
selfstandig. What is that?
Yeah, I don't know what the English word is.
Yeah, they can help themselves.
Yes.
Yeah, they can help themselves. They jump on the bus, they go there, they go and do that. There's no holding them back, really.
Yeah.
So, and a lot of South African kids adopt to that very quickly.
Very quickly. Very quickly.
There is some with ugly manners. Let me be quite frank.
I think it's just.
But I saw that in South Africa as well.
Yeah, I think there's schools that, peer pressure and everything.
But it's not everybody. I gotta say, it's not everybody. So. Somebody just saying we enjoy the amount of beaches you can visit within an hour's drive. That is really so. There's so much to see within, let's say, an hour or so. So it's just different around that. To those people who don't know, next weekend we're having another drive out with our expedition out to Rua. So we're going to visit the rainforest again. We're going down to Lake Waikaremoana. We're going to camp the Friday and the Saturday with 2 different areas that we are going to camp. So we'll be moving between campgrounds, but it's going to be a fun ride. And we try and get as much 4x4s, but this one will be open to people not with 4x4s as well. So if you want to come along, join us.
There's someone saying, to be honest, I wanted to know how such a small country could operate. When we arrived here and traveled up north and feel the love, your mindset just changes. It is. I know of people that came here. I didn't even know that there was a McDonald's here because it is so small and there are so few people. But the system just works. The system in New Zealand is everything just works, and you can do everything online. It's just so easy. Yeah.
And most of the stuff works. Immigration is probably the only part which is lacking. And sadly enough, there's a lot of visitors visas not being released currently.
Yeah, our son and his wife is also supposed
Yeah.
to come, and they haven't received.
And it's
their
not only
visas
them,
yet,
there's
so
heaps of them. So
yeah, it seems like there's a blockage somewhere for applications that's
but
just lying there.
so that's probably the only part of New Zealand that's not working 100%. So
Yeah, this is a good one. Climate, people, culture, low crime, although the crime is picking up. Child focused. Medical is questionable.
it is.
It
But
is.
I've got to say this. I've been to the Waikato Hospital 2 days ago, and it was my first time down there, and I was surprised. This looks like really a world-class hospital. It's not what you're used to. It's something totally different. It's massive, and things just operate down there.
Things work. I think the problem is just after COVID struck that there are a lot of
Empty
staff
positions.
shortages at the moment. So the hospitals, I don't think they function as
Yeah.
they should function at the moment because of staff problems. A lot of people left for Australia because of better salaries and everything.
Yeah.
So yeah, the medical system is a little bit of a. I'm not so happy with it, if I can say it like that.
I think it can be better.
Yeah.
Let's call it that can be better. I want to read that. They say blah blah blah, and then they say it's very multicultural. That's New Zealand. You can be yourself. No dangerous spiders, snakes, scorpions, crocodiles, or the ANC.
The multicultural thing, I can say. I know that there's probably a lot of countries that I know South Africa is multicultural, but the
in a
thing
different
is,
way. In a different way.
I think the ratio is just out. In New Zealand, there are more immigrants than there are Kiwis.
Yep.
Definitely.
And
it's like he says, you can just be yourself. No one is going to look funny at you. No one's going to look funny at you for speaking funny. I mean, when I'm working and I phone the companies, I speak to a different accent every single time I phone, and some I really struggle to understand because the English is not so good. But they are working, and people are.
And you get people from really everywhere in the world. You get them.
Yeah.
I think let's take this last question. Do you have Kiwi passports? Yes. If yes, does it feel as big of an achievement as us South Africans make it out to be? We can apply from today onwards for our citizenship, and then we can get Kiwi passports. And yes, it's a massive achievement. I can't wait for that to happen. I really can't wait for that. That'll be the top end of my journey until now.
I think it will give you somewhat a feeling of freedom. Accomplishment, and I think freedom. I said to Jan the other day when we were talking about we can actually apply for citizenship now. You can actually say to yourself, you know what, I'm going to visit my family in England, buy a ticket and go. We can decide we want to go for a holiday in wherever and buy the ticket and go. And you are allowed into the country without, I think I think that I would probably feel
struggles.
Yes.
More, and I think
proud to have that.
And I think for me, I wanted to come and live in New Zealand, and I wanted to become a Kiwi at the end of the day, to be able to have the black passport of the freedom that gives me, and to be able to, that is within my grasp now. So this is something that I've really looked forward, and I'm so near to getting that now. So we can apply, and I think we should apply just as soon as we finished. Yeah. All right. Let's say goodbye and go and apply.
Have a good day.
Have a good day, guys. See you all. All right. Bye-bye.
Bye.